share it. All right, I'm going to start by going to the library's website. It's library.king.edu. Does everybody see the library website here? Okay, great. All right, thanks for nodding your head, several people. It's either king.edu /library, or it's library.king.edu. Either way, you can get to it. What I'm going to do is go over some of the main functions that we have here. I would like first to show you on the home page here, we have a chat button here. If you ever have a research question, you can hop on here, and if the Bristol campus is open, and here's the hours for the Bristol campus, you can actually ask us a question. And I'm just going to type it in here, and I'm sure someone will answer it. We get a lot of reference research questions this way, so feel free to send us a chat. All right. No, just testing it out. Thanks. All right. Also, you can contact us by clicking on the Contact Us button. Okay. There we have the phone number. There's a toll-free number. There is information about the Kingsport campus. We have a campus on the main street in Kingsport. There's a small library there, and it's staffed full-time. There's also one in Knoxville. So if you're close to either one of these campuses, or you're close to the campus here, and maybe you're an online student, you know, you're welcome to use any one of our campus libraries. We have our faculty and staff contact info. There's my lovely assistant, Carrie Lynn, and there I am. If you need to send us an email, just click on our names, and there's our phone number. So feel free to contact us, or you can just use the toll-free number or the generic email address. All right. So to get started, I want to show you how to search for articles. You'll notice on the library's homepage, on the left-hand side, there is an article finder tab. All right. If you click on article finder, you get a list of databases. We have over 100 databases, and this is where you're going to go to search for articles. A lot of what we have here is things that you won't find online. There's a lot of scholarly peer-reviewed articles that you could find within these databases. And normally databases are by subject. So like there's nursing databases, there are history databases, so forth. If you want to filter it by a particular subject, you can click on the subjects tab. And let's say I want to look at the nursing databases. And click on nursing, all right? And now I get databases that are specific to nursing. Usually at the top, you get databases that are called best bets. These are the best bets. So these are the databases you should probably start at in this discipline. And then there's other databases that contain at least some articles in that discipline. So for nursing, I'm going to open up CINAHL and just show you how to search here. And the processes and principles I'm talking about with the CINAHL database, it translates to other databases. So if you know how to search one database, it's pretty easy to figure out how to search other ones. I'm going to click on CINAHL. And now if you're accessing it from off campus, you're going to get this screen pop up. And you're going to have to type in your portal user ID and password, and then press login. And make sure when you type in your username, you leave off the @student.king.edu. You don't have to include that part. All right, I'm going to log in, and it may take a second here. Oh, good. All right, once you're logged into the database, you can begin by typing in keywords to do a search. So let's say you're doing research on Ebola. I could type Ebola in the search box there. And one thing that I'm going to do, and this is a good practice in all databases, is to look for a full text button. What that does, that filters out articles that are just citations or just summaries, abstracts. this way you can actually read the entire article by clicking on the full text button. All right, now I'm going to press search. Okay, and I get 1,256 results. Okay, that's a lot of results. So one thing that you can do once you are, let's say you're doing a search and you get a lot of results, you could change the publication date. So maybe you want to look at just articles that have been published in the past, let's say the past 3 years. In this database, it's like a sliding scale, and I can actually move that scale over to 2012. Okay, and now I'm seeing articles that have just been published in the past 3 years. So now I'm down to 1,066 articles. All right. So keep that in mind when you're searching. Let me actually narrow it down even further to articles published in the last year. Okay, and I still get 1,000 articles. Obviously, this is a hot topic right now. You'll notice whenever you search, I don't see it on the screen here, but I'll show you in the advanced search. You can narrow it down to peer-reviewed articles. A lot of what we offer through our databases is like the scholarly peer-reviewed articles. And in a lot of your classes, your professor is going to ask you for that. We have a page on the library website, and I can pull it up really quickly here, library.king.edu. And under research help, okay, and evaluating sources, okay, under evaluating information, there's a little video about the peer review process. But basically, the peer review just means that it's an article written by scholars for scholars. All right, so the kinds of articles you're going to get here are not the kinds of things that you're going to see in Time magazine. You're going to get a lot of articles that are written by people in the nursing field for other people. So let's say you do research in nursing, all right? How you would share your research is you would publish in a scholarly journal, all right? And that's the kinds of things that you would find in a database, are those scholarly articles. I'm just going to click on the title here. When you click on the title, you're going to get a full record. So you'll see where it was published. Like I can see this was published in the British Journal of Nursing. It's like it was published in, it's like volume 24, issue number 13. They have subject headings. You can actually click on these and you can find more articles dealing with the same topic. There's an abstract or a summary of the article. If you actually want to read the article, you'll click on PDF full text. Okay, and if you want to save it, you can save the article. All right. You'll notice on the right-hand side, there's a couple of tools that you can use. One is to add to a folder. Within this particular database, you can create a folder and you can save articles that you're using. I'm going to click on Add to Folder, and it's created a temporary folder for me. Now, if I log out of the database, I won't be able to access this, but if I click on Sign In and create an account, it takes about 5 minutes to do. Within this database, and there's a couple of other databases where you can create folders and you can save articles. You can print, and what this does, this is going to print this article record. So it's not going to be the actual article, but information about it. You can email it, so you can email the article to yourself or to a peer. And one of the cool things is you can email it in APA format, okay? You can save, this actually saves the citation of the article. And there's a button here that says Cite. And Cite shows you how to cite it in different styles. So let's say you're using APA. This shows you how to cite it. So this is how you would cite it in your Works Cited page. Now, one caveat about using these citations is that some of them are incorrect. These citations are computer generated. So there's usually one or two things that need to be tweaked with them. but I'm going to show you guys some resources about how to format citations, or how to format articles in APA and other styles. I know that's a lot of information so far. Are there any questions? Okay. All right. Within this database and other databases, there should be an advanced search function. All right. That's where you would go to type in multiple keywords. So let's say you wanted to search for articles about the Ebola outbreak, but specifically in Liberia. Right? You could type Ebola in one search box, and you could type Liberia in another one. Right? And now I'm also going to click on full text, and now I'm going to press search. Okay, and what I get here, notice I get 86 articles. So that's another way to narrow down your search results, is to type in multiple keywords. All the articles should mention Ebola and Liberia. And notice the different boxes, they use connectors to connect the keywords. By default, it's set to AND. All right, so when you do an AND search, it shows you articles that mention both of these keywords. So Ebola and Liberia. They both have to appear in the article for it to show up in the search results. You can do an OR search, all right, and that'll allow you to search for two keywords, but they're not necessarily showing up in the same article. So let me show you an example here. Let's say you want to narrow down your results even further, and you want to search for epidemic, or I'm going to use the word outbreak. Okay, so that way I'm searching for two similar words, and that's a good reason to use the OR button, so that we can search for two similar words. Now I'm going to press search. All right, and now I get a lot more results, and the reason that that happens is I'm searching for all articles that mention Ebola and Liberia and epidemic, or articles that mention Ebola and Liberia and outbreak. All right. If you just wanted to search for Ebola and epidemic or outbreak, I'll take this out. Okay. And notice what I did. I did Ebola and outbreak or epidemic. So when I do a search now, all the articles have to mention Ebola and outbreak, or they have to mention Ebola or epidemic. All right, so that tool is available to you. Does that make sense how that works? I know first couple of times you use it can be kind of tricky. Okay. Occasionally, you may want to use the not search. There's only a couple of cases I can think of where you want to use that. Let's say you wanted to search for articles about Ebola, but you're getting a lot of articles about the Ebola outbreak in the United States. What you could do is search for Ebola, not United States, and press search. And theoretically, all these articles talk about Ebola, but they don't mention the United States. All right, so that's one way to use the not search. I don't know of a lot of circumstances where you would use it, but there it is. Another Easter egg about searching in the databases is to be able to search for certain phrases. So whenever you're searching for a phrase in a database, you want to make sure that you put it in quotation marks. So let's say you're searching for articles about Ebola in West Africa. You put West Africa in quotation marks and press search. All right, and that when you do that search, the articles have to mention West Africa as a phrase. They can't just randomly mention West and Africa appear like in different parts of the article. This has to appear as a phrase. So whenever you're doing a phrase search, be sure to put it in quotation marks. All right, that's just the very basics of how to search in a database. And like I said earlier, knowing how to search in one database, more or less the other databases are set up the same way. You have the and or not searching. You can do phrase searching. It's the same principles for narrowing down a topic. All right, going back to the library's homepage, the next thing I want to show you is the book finder. All right, I'm going to click on book finder here, and this is where you would go to look for books in print, ebooks, and streaming videos. So we have about 100,000 books, ebooks, 40,000 books in print between our 3 campuses, and we have several thousand streaming videos. We subscribe to a service called Films on Demand, which is similar to Netflix. It's like an educational version. All of that can be searched in this catalog. So let's say you're searching for books about nursing. I'm going to click on nursing and press submit. All right, I see I get over 6,000 results here. All right, the first one, obviously, it's a book. It's a book in print, and I know it is because under location, it shows me it's at the Kingsport campus. Okay, it shows me the call number, and the status is checked shelves, so it is checked in. If it's checked out, it will say checked out here. If you are looking, by the way, if you're a distant student or you don't necessarily take classes on the campus, you can still check out books in the library, any one of the campuses. If you're looking for ebooks, you want to scroll down and you want to look for an ebook. It has a little red E beside it. It says ebook. To be able to read the ebook, you will click on the title, okay, and then look for something that says connect to for King patrons. All right, I'm going to click on this. And again, if you are accessing it for the first time, if you haven't used the database before, you'll get that same easy proxy screen, you know, where you have to sign into the resource. So this is how some of the ebooks look. We get our ebooks from multiple vendors. So how they look is very different. Some of them, they have a PDF download, and you can actually download the ebook for a couple of days. Most of them, they have the table of contents and it's hyperlinked. So let's say you want to read overview of evidence. You would click on this, or you would click on the title, and you can actually read it online. All right. With some of our ebooks, you can't download them at all. Some of them you can download up to, let's say, 20% of the book. And then some of them you can download the entire one. So again, it just depends on the vendor. But the good news is that you can access them online. There's no limit on how many people can view the book concurrently. So you could be looking at the book, and let's say a classmate across town could be looking at the same book at the same time. So that's not a problem. All right. So as with the databases, you can do an advanced search within the library catalog. So I'm going to go back to new search, okay, and then I'm going to click on the advanced search. All right, let's say you're searching for ebooks about pediatric nursing. Well, what you would do in that case is you would type in nursing and pediatric, all right, and you're able to narrow it down to just ebooks. King e-resources, okay. You can also narrow it down by year of publication. I'm just going to search just to show you. Okay. All right, now I get 80 books that mention nursing and pediatric. And again, if you want to read them, click on the title and then click on access for King patrons. Are there any questions so far about how to search for books? Okay. All right. The next thing I want to show you how to do is to search the journal title finder. We'll go back to the library website. All right. We have this tool called the journal title finder. In a lot of classes, your professor will just give you the citation of an article, but they won't actually tell you where it's located, what database it's located in. So it's up to you to figure out where it's located. Like I said earlier, we have over 100 databases. So instead of having to search through each one of the databases for a particular article, you can click on the journal title finder, all right, and then type in the title of a journal and see where you can find that journal. So let's say your professor assigns you an article from the West African Journal of Nursing. What you could do is you would type in the title of the journal, not the article, but the journal, and press search. All right, and I see here, here's the article, here's the ISSN number. It's like a standard number, it's like an ISBN number, but for journals. And it shows me it's available in CINAHL database. It's available in full text from 2007 to the present. All right, so if the article has been published since November the 1st, 2007, it should be available in the database. I'm going to click on CINAHL Complete, and then it opens up the journal in the database. Now see here I have all issues. Let's say the article was published in 2012. I would click on 2012 and then the issue, and then I'm able to read all of the articles in that particular issue. Okay. With some databases, instead of getting a list like this, you may have a drop-down menu where you'll just select the year, and then from the year you'll see the issues from that year. You'll click on the issue, and then you see all the articles that are available. Okay. So any questions about the journal title finder, how that works? Okay. All right. The next thing I want to show you is the Interlibrary Loan. Interlibrary Loan is a service that we have where maybe you're looking for a particular article. Maybe you find the abstract of an article and you think it's really relevant to your research. You've already searched the journal title finder and we don't have access to that article anywhere. You can always fill out Interlibrary Loan form. Okay. I'm going to click on this button here, Interlibrary Loan Request. And what you can do, you can actually request an article to be sent to you. So we have agreements with other libraries. So if we don't have access to a particular article, you can fill this out, and usually within 3 to 5 business days, we can send you the article. Normally what we'll do is we'll process it and we'll send you an email with the article as a PDF attachment. All right. If you're in a rush, and let's say you're waiting to the last minute to write a paper and you need a particular article, you might want to write in here last date useful. Now, usually we can get it to you in 3 to 5 business days, and I'm sure you guys are good students. You're not going to wait the last minute to write your paper, but if you do, just be sure to write last date useful. All right. Okay. So that's the Interlibrary Loan button. The last resource that I'm going to point out here is the subject guides. The subject guides, we were actually on them earlier, but it's a list of the best resources by subject. So the best databases to use for a particular discipline, how to search for books, some really good reputable websites for research in a particular field. I'm going to open up the nursing database here just to show you what it looks like. Okay. All of them are structured in the same way. They have the Ask Us box, so you can chat with us directly from the subject guide. There's our contact info. There's a link on all of the subject guides for finding articles. All right, and again, it's a list of the best databases for nursing. We have tutorials here. So for all the databases that are listed, we should have a 3 to 5 minute tutorial about how to watch them. What this is just a playlist of databases. We keep our, or playlist of database tutorials. We keep those on YouTube, and I just clicked on this button right here, and you'll see the list of them. So I'm just going to click on one of them.
To begin your search, go to pubmed.gov.
And if you're not sure how to use a database, there should be a tutorial out there about how to use it. Okay. Finding books, it shows you the book finder. So the same book finder that was on the left-hand screen on the home page, it's available here, so you can search for books within the subject guides. All right, and again, they've got some, there's some tips there for how to search for books. All right. Web resources, all of the subject guides have a list of really relevant links. So obviously on a nursing website, we have links to like the CDC, healthfinder.gov, websites like that. So whatever is pertinent to research or professional organizations for that field. Okay. Also on this page, there should be a guide to citation. So since nursing students use APA, there's an APA citation guide on this page. All right, when I click on that, I get to this page. There are some videos about how to set up a cover page and how to format a paper in APA style. There is an APA tip sheet, and it was put together by one of our communication professors. Really excellent resource. It shows you how to set up the title page, how to format in-text citations, and how to cite different types of sources in the works cited page. Okay, you can download a copy of this, and if you're not sure how to do APA, I really recommend using this guide. There's also a couple of links down here. One that I really want to point out is the OWL website. This is the Online Writing Lab. It is a tool that was created by the Purdue University, and it's a really comprehensive guide to how to format sources in either APA style or MLA style. They have resources for both. So let's say you're not sure about how to cite an article in APA style, or cite an article from a database in APA style. You can click on Reference List, Electronic Resources. Okay. And there is information there about how to cite articles from databases. So like I said earlier, maybe you get an article from one of the databases and you use the Cite button to cite the article. You may want to go back and check the OWL website and see what they have to say. Usually about 99% of what's on the site it's up to date. It's a really good resource. They have a lot of examples of how to cite sources, and I'm going to just show you. I click on Research and Citation. There's also an MLA guide. So if you're in humanities, you're probably going to use MLA. I know criminal justice and nursing, most of the social sciences and most of the applied fields, they use APA. So again, this is listed on both our APA guide and it's listed on our MLA guide. We also have, like I said, an MLA citations page, which has the same information, but for MLA. Okay, so any questions about citation or the resources that we have, or questions about the subject guides? Okay. Well, that brings me to the end of the presentation. I want to pull up the website again here. Went over Article Finder, so where you would go to find those peer-reviewed or scholarly journal articles. Book Finder, where you would find books in print, ebooks, streaming videos. Journal Title Finder, where you would go to research a particular journal to see in what database it's located. Interlibrary Loan, so if we don't have it in any one of our databases, you can request articles from other libraries, and subject guides where you find the best resources. And I showed you the Contact Us page and the Chat With Us page.